So you're thinking about moving to or living in Falcon, Colorado, which is just outside of Colorado Springs. But you're thinking, how's it different than Colorado Springs? And does it have what I need for me and my family? And we're going to cover in this video services and amenities, infrastructure, how it's governed, and just a kind of an overview, kind of the 40,000 foot view of Falcon, Colorado, what it has to offer, and whether it'll be the right choice for you and your family. So that's what I want to do in these videos, is provide good information for you to make the right decisions for yourself, because you don't know what you don't know. So let's check it out. I connect with people just like you every day to help them discover where to live and invest in real estate and sell properties for top dollar when the time is just right for them. My name is Leif Jacobson. I'm an ex-cop turned realtor, also known as Safe Leif. If you're new to this channel, subscribe so you're first to learn about Colorado real estate. And my contact information is below, and I'm really excited to hear from you. So shoot me a text, call, or email after this video. I'd love to hear from you and connect with you. You can also just book a calendar item and I'll reach out to you, whatever works best. So we're covering the high-level view of Falcon, Colorado today, as far as where it is, what it offers, and just a bunch of data so you can make the right decision as far as whether you want to live there or not. So Falcon, Colorado is about 15 minutes east of the northern part of Colorado Springs. It's about 30 minutes northeast of downtown Colorado Springs, right up Highway 24 is where it's located, and it's a suburb of Colorado Springs. So there's a number of things I wanted to point out as far as history is the first thing I thought I'd talk about. It's an early 20th century railroad hub is the history of Falcon, and it was a key east and west connector on the railroad back then, and later as the railroad cooled off and the needs for that as a primary industry just kind of cooled into a quiet ranch community. So that's what it is now. That's how it feels. But there's some larger developers and neighborhoods that have gone in. But if you go pretty much anywhere east of Highway 24, you're still into 40 plus acre, 4,000 acre plots of land. And basically Kansas is anywhere you look to the east. So, but there are a number of neighborhoods and resources in Falcon, thousands of homes in a few different neighborhoods. And there's a separate video where I cover the best neighborhoods of Falcon, Colorado as well. Population in Falcon is just under 10,000 people. Census data is a little bit skewed because it's based on zip code, and Falcon is technically in the same zip code as Peyton, but Peyton and Falcon are very different areas and shouldn't be mistaken as being the same thing, because you can have addresses that are addressed Peyton right next to, like literally a block or 3 feet from a house that's listed in Falcon. The next one will be listed in Peyton. So it's a longer story, but the bottom line is they didn't expect this kind of growth in Falcon, Colorado over the last 10 or 15 years. Thousands and thousands of homes have come in and lots of infrastructure. So they really should have separated it into its own zip code, but El Paso County just didn't choose to do that. So Peyton is, dirt roads and chickens. The official post office of the area is out in Peyton. It feels very different. It's extremely rural. Falcon is kind of like it's a suburb, or a kind of a brooding smaller town or city suburb of Colorado Springs. So it's unincorporated, it's governed by unincorporated El Paso County. Public safety and resources are provided by El Paso County Sheriff's Department, Fire, and EMS. There's a brand new fire department in Falcon, and there's a little substation as far as the sheriff's office. That's who serves as far as law enforcement. Education in Falcon, there's a number of public schools. Falcon High School is Falcon Middle School, 2 elementary schools, Bennett Ranch and Woodman Hills Elementary. And there is a location of Goal High School, which is an alternative high school. They have many locations throughout Colorado and about 5,000 students total, but there is a Goal High School location in Falcon. So Falcon High School is grades 9 through 12, kind of traditional high school age, right about 1,200 students, and the student to teacher ratio is 20:1. Falcon Middle School, grades 6 to 8, 923 students, just under 1,000 students, and student ratio there is 17:1. Bennett Ranch is pre-kindergarten to 5th grade, 348 students. These are all approximate numbers, of course. They can change every day. And the student-teacher ratio there is 15:1, and just slightly better student-teacher ratio at 14:1 at Woodman Hills Elementary, pre-kindergarten to 5 as well, and enrollment is 578 students. There's a couple charter schools in Falcon. Liberty Tree Academy, which is a constitutional kind of classic-based education. It's based originally off of Hillsdale College. It's kindergarten through 10th grade. I think they're adding 11th and 12th grade though, progressively every year. So that could be old stats. It may go up to 12th grade now. Just under 600 students at the school and 18-to-1 teacher ratio. The other charter school on the north side of Meridian Ranch and the north side of Falcon is Pikes Peak School of Expedition Learning, which is an experiential, I'm super kinesthetic, so I would love that. It's an experiential kinesthetic type of school. It's kind of like a Montessori school that goes all the way up to 8th grade. So it's 431 students or just under 450 students and 17-to-1 student-teacher ratio. There's 2 different daycares and preschools that are franchises, a couple different private daycares and preschools that people operate as well, as far as young kid care. Healthcare in Falcon there's a UC Health Urgent Care, just a little kind of hole in the wall in a retail storefront, a little urgent care office. I've been there myself. They provide pretty good service. And you're also, even if you need something more major as far as medical, you're minutes to St. Francis Medical Center, which is right down Powers. I mean, it's about 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes, out Woodman Road, right at the intersection of Powers and Woodman. Parks and Recreation in Falcon. I also covered a number of these in another video, talking about the 9 things that you might want to know about Falcon. Is Falcon Regional Park. So it's over 200 acres on the northeast side, just north, kind of northeast corner of Meridian Ranch, northeast corner of Falcon really, which is a huge park with lots of resources. It's being built out in a number of phases. There are 3 softball or baseball diamonds right now. There's a neat dog park out there and lots more resources to come over the next few years. And they're building about 4,000 more homes to fill out the distance between where Meridian Ranch stops and Falcon Regional Park is right now. So that's all going to be neighborhoods. Antler Creek Golf Course opened in 2004. It's designed by Rick Phelps. It's the longest golf course in Colorado, second longest in the entire country. And it actually swirls right in between Meridian Ranch and Woodman Hills neighborhoods. It's over 8,000 yards from the tips, features 3 lakes, 73 bunkers. It's a daily fee golf course, so you can go, you don't have to be a member, you can go there and just pay to play, which is pretty slick. 6 sets of tees serve every caliber of golfer, so there's really lots of options as far as teeing off and how far you want to play on each hole. Falcon Park is fabulous. Just have 4 brand new pickleball courts and a new turf field. They've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars revamping this park over the last few years. It's right in Woodman Hills, just a few minutes north of the Safeway complex in Falcon. So the Rock Island Trail is a 10.5-mile regional trail, runs parallel to Highway 24 between Falcon and Peyton that we talked about earlier. Part of the American Beautiful Trail. Lots of resources, lots of nature, and it's a fabulous trail that's a good 10 miles, so biking or hiking or walking. Transportation, let's talk about that. So Meadow Lake Airport is out in Falcon. It's a public use airport. It's privately owned by the Meadow Lake Airport Association. It's the largest pilot-owned airport in Colorado. Went in service on November 1st in 1967. Serves general aviation, airport for Colorado Springs, also a few military designations there. A couple different flying schools there, aircraft maintenance facilities. Has 3 runways, 753 acres. And it's right at 6,874 feet. So that's a good measure for right about where Falcon is. Nearly 100,000 annual aircraft operations. It's really grown over the last 10 years. 70% is general aviation, 30% military aviation, but 88% single engine, 4% multi-engine, 3% helicopter, 3% glider, and 1% jet. It's a pretty small community airport with a huge focus on education and flying instruction. Real estate in Falcon, neighborhoods. There's numerous neighborhoods. Antlers Ridge, The Meadows, Elkhorn Estates, Meridian Ranch, Woodman Hills. See another video that was the top neighborhoods in Falcon, which I line out. And one advantage of Falcon is, we talk about this at length in the other video, is it's about 10 to 20% less for the same house as you would find in Colorado Springs, depending on the location and neighborhood, of course. You're saving significant amount of money, paying far less for the same type of house or real estate out in Falcon. So there's a perception that Falcon's out in the middle of nowhere or it's way out there. People often say, oh, it's way out in Falcon. It's like 8 minutes out Woodman Road from Powers. So it's not, there's a perception it's out in the middle of nowhere, but it's really just a few minutes if you're on the north side of town near the intersection of Woodman and Powers. There aren't any condo complexes or apartment buildings in Falcon at this time, but there's tremendous growth and thousands of homes going in, so I'm sure that's to come as we see growth out in Falcon, because I live in Falcon myself, so I can speak to it personally here. Utilities and infrastructure, so water supply treatment is either metro districts, there's a number of large neighborhoods out here that have their own metro district, or you're on a well and drill in, rural style, drill in your own well for water or putting in a septic system. Powers, Black Hills Energy typically serves most power needs out east of the Springs. Waste management and recycling, there's numerous companies that you can hire as far as handling your waste and recycling needs. Even if you live in a neighborhood, most of the HOAs do not cover that, so you need to hire that yourself. You have your choice of a number of companies. Telecommunications, Xfinity or CenturyLink for internet, phone, and cable. And the post office, like I was telling you, is out in Peyton proper. So that's about 20 minutes northeast of Falcon. So you don't need to go all the way out there unless you do. And there's a postal annex, a little private business in the Safeway complex called Postal Annex that provides pretty good service as far as mailing things. And there's a little substation in Falcon that's part of a bank right in kind of downtown Falcon that is a legitimate US post office. So you don't need to drive out to Peyton proper in order to mail something if you do need to go right from the post office and you don't want to use a private service. Dining and food. So Safeway opened. There's a Safeway complex with a number of other strip malls right next to it, and it opened in 2000. And I really like the sushi at Safeway. I never ate sushi until this point in my life, and I think it's pretty good sushi. I'm not a fancy sushi guy, but that's what we love picking up at Safeway. Walmart opened in 2007, catty corner from Safeway. They're actually one of the highest volume Walmarts in all of Colorado, Falcon Walmart. So we find people to be extremely friendly and helpful there. Restaurants, there's a number of restaurants in Falcon and more coming all the time. La Mission and Guadalajara are a couple restaurants that are great. I think they're great Mexican food. Red's American Grill is out here as well, kind of classic American food, fare and burgers. And then there's, of course, a bunch of different standard fast food restaurants from Arby's, Sonic, McDonald's, Culver's, Wendy's, Papa Murphy's Pizza. All those are surrounding and nearby the Safeway complex. Woodman N24 and Woodman and Meridian Road, and then you hit the shops at Meridian Ranch. So that's on the southeast corner of Meridian Ranch, the neighborhood, on the northwest corner of Woodman Hills. Neighborhood is the intersection where the shops are, and they contain Papa John's, Bon Sushi, there's a good sushi restaurant in there now, Jack's Brewery, which serves beer and craft beer, local craft beer mainly. They don't serve food, but they often have food trucks out front, so you can get food there, even though you can't get it inside of Jack's Brewery. Purple Toad is another kind of brewery style restaurant out there, Omelets Etc. Nana's Kitchen is out there, and Badass Coffee is the only and first place where you can actually sit down and have a cup of coffee in a coffee shop in Falcon. Other than that, it was pretty much, until Badass opened about a year ago, it was pretty much the Starbucks inside of Safeway. So, which isn't so great to have a coffee meeting with somebody. There's a farmer's market at Smith Farms over off of 24, and a fabulous harvest festival in the fall. So that's good to know. Lastly, business and economy out in Falcon in general. So the downtown area, you're looking at, there's a couple dog groomers, insurance, several banks, including Ent. And there's a new complex on the northwest corner of Meridian Road and Woodman Road, which is going to contain a King Soopers. It's just being built out as of the time frame on this video. It's actually 10 years in the making or more. They've been trying for a long time. And they actually broke ground a few years ago, but it got slowed down by COVID. So it's been sitting there under development for several years, and now it's finally taken shape. I don't know when they're gonna open, but it's just about rock and rolling. There's also Slim Chickens, Panda Express, there's a car wash, a number of other restaurants that are going in there. So that's a brooding complex, and it'll be nice to have additional grocery options other than, it's only been Safeway and Walmart for a decade or two now. So High Prairie Library is a cute little library on the Pikes Peak. It's part of the Pikes Peak Library District. It's open to the public and opened in 2010. It's a cute little library, good books, neat resources in there. Les Schwab and Discount Tire just opened locations in Falcon, so you can get your vehicle and brakes and tires serviced. There are numerous dental offices opening in various locations and other private businesses. There's a Big R Ranch store on the east side of Highway 24. So that's a little overview and just kind of a smattering of what's going on in Falcon and the resources that are available. I love being a resource to you, and I just want to bring valuable information for people who are considering living in a place like this. So let me know how I can serve you in any way. My contact information is below. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. I'd love to speak with you. Shoot me a text, call, or email after this video, and we'll see you on the next one.